Hello and welcome to another episode of Barebones Wargaming, a show with no bells, no whistles, no frills, just a man, a camera, and his game. This episode, an unexpected episode of Barebones Wargaming. Unexpected because when I went to bed last night, as far as I knew, this game was still stuck in Memphis, Tennessee. I was kind of convinced that, Elvis, because everybody knows he's still alive, maybe he's a gamer and decided to appropriate my game. Be like, oh man, I heard about this game and thank you very much. So I didn't expect anything today, and then I wake up this morning and I get an email, your package is out for delivery. I'm, what? It was in Hagerstown. No, it wasn't even in Hagerstown. Usually my packages go to Hagerstown. But it's in Memphis. Then all of a sudden it's on a truck. I thought maybe it was a mistake at first, but lo and behold, thankfully before the rain hit, it arrived. It got here. So, I'm doing this unboxing because it's, again, I had not planned on it because I didn't know when it was going to show up, but I did tell you guys I might do it, so I'm going to go ahead and share it with you, everything. It's been a little frustrating because about a week ago, I managed to get the board, but I didn't get the game. So to kind of paraphrase a movie from the early 1970s, it was kind of like, suppose they gave a board but forgot the game, so that's kind of the position I was in. But the game is here. So let me go ahead and unbox it with you, plus the Kickstarter goodies. This Kickstarter was, well, let's not get into it. It was epic. Let's just put it that way. But they did package the game safely and nicely because the box was pretty beat up when it got here. So without further ado, let us go ahead and unbox, because you all know I'm an East Front game junkie. Let's do Race to Moscow from Phalanx Games. Now, some of you may be familiar with Race to the Rhine, which I picked up a few years ago. I enjoy it. I'm not a big West Front gamer, but I did like the mechanics. I thought it was kind of cool. I've enjoyed playing it, but of course this is right up my alley because this is the Eastern Front. So, let's see what this is like. As you can see, it still has the shrink wrap. So we're going to pierce that sucker and find out what's inside the box that is 2 years in the making. I think 2 years. Pretty close to 2 years. I'm pretty sure it's 2 years from the Kickstarter. No, over 2 years I think actually. Okay, so you can see it's a nice big thick box. Clearly. Alright, let's get rid of the shrink wrap. If I can get it. There we go. So there's the front. And of course, logistics is the name of the game. Literally, in this case. And let's see, there's the back, which shows the map and the cards. And of course, you guys can see I'm doing this from my tabletop. I'm so glad I got this to cover. Not only someday from when my boys take over part of this basement, which I'm sure they'll do inevitably, so I can cover my games, but also for times like this. As you all know from the last video, I've got Midway Solitaire underneath. I have had some folks ask about doing a video comparing, and I'm already making some notes. A couple significant things I've noticed from the magazine game, and I will share that all with you once I get a couple plays under my belt. Alright, so here we go. Let's see what's inside the box. Alrighty. So we have, now I'm kind of curious, but I'm gonna share with you some things that I've seen online because there's been some issues. The rule book. Now the rule book I've been hearing from people has been, I'm quoting here now, worst rule book I have ever seen. So we'll wait and see. I'll reserve judgment on that until I actually do it myself. Not that I don't believe other people, but I like to evaluate things just for myself. So let's see. Alright, nice. It's got color. Very cool. Got the transport tokens. Got the cards, because if you've played Race to the Rhine, you're familiar with a lot of this stuff. Soviet markers, OKH. Psh. Nice diagram set up. Very cool. I understand there's a solo mode for this. There's no solo mode for Race to the Rhine, but my understanding there is a dedicated solo mode to this, so we'll talk about that. Oh, there it is, solitaire game. So, okay. As you guys know, I will be sharing this eventually, because I can't stay away from the East Front forever, but I have been on PTO run like nobody's business lately. Okay, so again, some nice color diagrams and stuff. I understand some of the translation was a little iffy, so we'll see about that. But then again, I'll be curious to see if having experienced Race to the Rhine, if it's easier. Now, this looks like a very nice example with color, so I mean, it looks promising. But again, I mean, you know, I've been hearing mixed signals, so we'll see. Okay, pursuit cards, encirclement, nice. You always have to do that on the Eastern Front, right? Fleet movement, transporting supplies. What else do we got here? Oh, pages are sticking together on me. Okay, take supplies, theater reorganization. I understand the icons are not really outlined anywhere, and that's been a bit of a problem, but of course somebody stepped up already and provided a aid on Board Game Geek, so... Railhead advancement, because Lord knows that was a major issue, especially with the different gauges. Shoot. Yeah, Soviet reactions. You got some optional rules there. Soviet player variants, so if somebody wants to play Soviet Union, you can do that. Alright. Seems like it's pretty good. We'll see. We'll put it to the test. Got some counter sheets here. Whoops, sorry for bumping y'all. Okay. So we've got, because of course you play the 3 different army groups, north, south, and center. So there's Nord, Mit, middle. Let's see what we got here. This one. We've got halt! Stopping the train. Sorry, I'm being goofy. It's been a long day. So we got control markers, clearly. And we got the South. And we got the Soviets being green. And not quite sure. Okay, whatever. Artistic license, maybe? I don't know. Alright, so there's the counter sheets. Let me just make a little adjustment over here. Kind of reorganize things as I'm going through. Now I'll take a look at the other components. Take a look at here at the map eventually too, and I'll show you my giant play mat too, because I forget which game I was the first one I really sprung for a neoprene mat, and I was like, damn, I was like, you know what, it may not be cheap, but this is worth it. I love it. I love playing on these neoprene mats. I can't remember which one was the first one I did that with, but I do that all the time now, practically. Alright, so what do we got here? We've got some cards. Player aid cards, player's turn, actions, front and back there, enough for each player it looks like. Okay, very cool, very simple though, very straightforward kind of thing. Not sure what these cards, because it's been a while since I played Race to the Rhine. I'm not sure what these are supposed to be. I guess it's for logistics, because there's railroad tracks and stuff, so figure it out as I go. What else do we got here? We've got priorities. We got Northwestern Front card. We've got a Southwestern Front. Looks like there's one in between too. Yeah, Western Front. So, and it's got all the information there, counterattacks, all that jazz. Okay, cool. We've got a boatload of bags, which I'll never use because that's not my cup of tea. Let's see, then we got, let's see, it's taped over here, there we go. We got this little plastic hub here, which I'll show you just as soon as I get the lid off. There we go. Getting the pieces. There's, I guess some kind of supply. Guess more supplies. They look like boats. Probably the different kinds, fuel, all that stuff. Those look like boxes. Okay. And then here's the regular trains. But I also got, as part of the Kickstarter, a bigger trains, which Lord knows the Germans could have used larger locomotives. And then there's the fuel. So I don't know what those other two were. I'll have to figure it out. And then we've got trucks. roll bond. And then we've got these things here, which would be interesting to see what these are supposed to be, but clearly they're supposed to represent tanks. I guess maybe the tip of the spearhead, maybe? I don't know. That's a good question. Okay, so there's the plastic playing pieces. And then, of course, we have our cards. So bear with me here a moment while I try to get these, the wrapping off them, so to speak. Not really wrapping per se, but, oh, you know, that plastic thing they put around. Which, of course, I'm having trouble with, naturally. Oh, here we go. I found the spot, finally. So we'll start with the Soviet deck. Got some captured supplies, which can come in handy. Requisitions. Carbonate cow. And then pigs. That makes sense. Schwein! Some Soviet bombers coming in on you. Mud, naturally. Recon. Okay. Axis Latvians. Huh. Well, I mean, the Baltic states kind of did greet the Germans as liberators when they first showed up. So, with what's going on in Europe right now, I'm sure the Baltic states are more than a little nervous right now. Axis Spanish. Silberfuchs. Okay. Interesting. Partisans. Atlantic Charter. ME-163 reached airspeed record. Okay. 34th Army, 52nd Army, naturally, lots of armies, 21st Army, 18th Army. Okay, there's the Fuhrer himself. And let's see, there's Halder. I'm not sure who the other guy is. 8th Army. Okay, so this is the Soviet deck. Lots of interesting cards there. Let's take a look at the Germans. Alright, so it appears here, well, there's more Soviet cards actually in this deck. Because the Soviets, there's some more armies. 4th Army, 5th Army, 6th Mech Corps, 8th Mech Corps, 1st Mech Corps, 16th Mech Corps. Okay. 1st Shock Army. Alright. And then there's some cards that are for the army groups. There's South, Panzergruppe 1. Also South 17th Army. Okay. Oh, I see. 11th Army. Those guys. Then there's ones also for the middle and the north. And then there seems to be some German cards. I seem to have, it looks like some kind of event. So that's the cards with the game. And then of course we have the map. Naturally enough. Let's take a look at the map for Race to Moscow. Well, the map it comes with, the mounted map board. Pretty nice size. I'm just going to bring you guys over this way a little bit just to make things easier. So I don't have to move things around too much over here on the other end of the table. So, which, by the way, this game table has been great. My wife got it for me for our anniversary, and it's been just awesome. Alright, so there's the game board. As you can see, quite large. Closing in Moscow, other places. Germany, it goes all the way back to Danzig and Warsaw, occupied Poland. Here. And then, of course, inevitably over here to Moscow, Rostov, and Leningrad, the big prizes for 1941. I mean, you know, let's be honest. In a 1941 game, you cannot have Stalingrad being an objective. What the? Auskrieg! Okay, sorry. That slipped out. So, not a bad board. I mean, it basically reminds me of Race to the Rhine. So, that's cool. Little rail yard down here. I kind of like that. That's neat. Okay. Alright. And for comparison's sake, I'll show you guys my giant play mat that I sprung for. And let's just see how giant it is. We'll compare it with the regular board here, see if I get it out of the plastic. And again, it's been waiting on his friends. I'm just waiting on a friend. Ooh, 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 ooh. We'll try and line it up same way. Alright. Oh. It's definitely, well, you can see, it's easily eclipsing. I mean, there's the edge. You can see there's the edge of the mounted mat board down. Now, somebody was complaining, and I'm taking a look here myself right now. Somebody was complaining that they thought that it was stretched too much on the giant playmat. But I gotta be honest, I'm looking here at the names, and I'm looking at other symbols and things. I'm not seeing the stretching. Let me back it up here a little bit and tip it up to give you an idea of scale there. So again, you know, here's the giant playmat, and here's the mounted mat board. So that's got to be, I guess if you line it up on the top, but even on the top, look how much it overlaps. I mean, that's where it is there, and it just overlaps by quite a bit. I don't have my tape measure with me, otherwise I'd actually measure it for you guys. But it's significantly larger. That mounted mat board, no trouble. But I'm not seeing the stretching, to be honest. I'll tell you what. You know what? Let me do this. Let me zoom in here. You can take a look and you tell me what you think. But I'm not seeing it. Maybe I'm more laid back about this kind of stuff, but I'm not seeing the stretching. It looks fine to me. I mean, there's breast. Just to give you an idea of the differences there. There's the mounted mat board breast in Covell, and then here is on the giant playmat. I'm sorry. That was one of the criticisms I saw, and I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. Okay, interesting. And then last but not least, get back out here real quick, and I'll just lay this on the mat here. There is the Axis Aircraft. Let me go ahead and open this. Why not? Axis Aircraft expansion, which I've seen people already say that they kind of wish they hadn't done it because it doesn't really add anything to the game. I mean, I don't know, because I mean, there's the 41 series by Venta Nuovo Games. You know, Leningrad, Moscow, and Kiev 41. They had metal minis that went with that, and I actually got to admit, I like placing those suckers on the map as opposed to just like the counters. So let me see, or the blocks, I guess. Maybe they're blocks. They probably are in those games. Oh, I'm trying to get the lid off. Huh. Bit of a tight fit. Okay. Alright, lid's off now. And let me get the plastic cover off so I can show you one of the Stukas. I'm pretty sure, yep, that's what these are. So there. Right on target, so to speak. Yep. Alright. There's only one for each army group. So, that's the one for North. Judging by the color coding, I'd say. And there's a boat, too. That's my boat as well. Alright. So there you have it. There is Race to Moscow. 1941, Race to Moscow. From Phalanx Games. That literally just showed up on my doorstep here. So, alright. Okay. Alright. So, if you've been thinking about it, or you know, you didn't get done on the Kickstarter, and you know, you're thinking about trying to pick it up online someplace, this hopefully will give you a good overview of the game and its components. Alright, so next time, what I'm working on. I started looking over the geek list of anticipated war games for this year. I gotta be honest with you, it's pretty Spartan for me. But I'm gonna go back through it a couple more times and make sure I'm not missing anything. So I'm working on that. And of course, I will be working on the Midway Solitaire. And I'll come back with a video kind of compare and contrast. I'll see if I can even lay down the boards next to each other, because one thing I've noticed already that jumped out to me when I was setting up the game, I haven't actually started playing it yet, but But when I was setting it up, one thing that jumped out right away was the repair track. In the original game, there's a repair track that's like several steps. That seems to be gone. I haven't read the rules yet, I'll be honest. I haven't gone through the rulebook completely. But it seems to be gone. I don't see that long track anymore, and it just seems like you're either, you're rolling a die to repair, and either you're repaired or you're not. You're not like moving along so many steps on that repair track. So that will be interesting to see how that's going to play out. Alright, so there you go. Out of the box, that is what you can expect to find in Race to Moscow from Phalanx Games. Alright. So, as always, this is Tim Korchnoy from Barebones Wargaming saying thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time, either with my most anticipated war games or a little compare and contrast discussion of the Midway Solitaire Deluxe versus the original Midway Solitaire, which, by the way, can be found in War Magazine number 54. I looked that up the other day. But the other big thing, by the way, just real quick, is the counters. I don't know who Decision Games switched to for their counters now, but that was a great... I applaud them, because that was a great thing. These new counters are so nice, so worth it, to be honest. So I applaud them for that, and these are those nice new thick counters. Alright, as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.